Hello, this is Mariana from Gloodata. In this video, I will show you how to set up Gloodata from scratch and how to configure the GitHub Repo Explorer extension to explore all the information related to a GitHub repository. In this case, I used the script to fetch all the info about Facebook React repo, and you can explore the issues for a date range, filter by status, author, or milestone. And here you can see that I'm seeing all the issues for a user. You can see the details for a particular issue, details about the user, activity by user or for the whole repo, issue count by label, and more. So let's start by moving this here and stopping the server and stopping the extension. Let's remove everything to start again. And so I have a clear folder. We can go to gloodata.com/download and copy the commands for a particular operating system. In this case, it's Linux. I'm going to fetch, extract, and run. So now we have again Gloodata running, and I have to authenticate. So let me copy this and change the password because it's going to ask for it until we do. And we need to provide at least one API key for an LLM. I'm going to use, in this case, OpenAI. I'm going to test. You can also set Google Maps and OpenWeather in case you need them. In this case, we don't. So now we have our LLM. Here we can switch between models. And now we can close this. We can go to github.com/gloodata extension GitHub Repo Explorer and copy the repository URL and clone it, git clone, set it to the extension. And there's instructions and a script to fetch all the information about the repo and store it in a SQLite database. And I'm going to show you later how to do it, but here I'm going to copy one I have already. Make sure you have the latest version of UV and then run UV run source main. It's going to start the extension at port 9876. So we can say add extension GitHub at port 9876. I can maximize now. And we can test and save. And now we have our extension. We can make sure that it's available by clicking here on the list icon or doing /tab and seeing that we have all our new tools available. We can say something like show all issues for the last 2 years. Then we can click on an issue and see the details, and we can click on a user and see all issues for that user, user details, user activity. We can also like clear the user and see issue activity for the whole repo. We can say something like show milestone table. And we can search for a milestone and see the details. And so let's see how to fetch the information for a given repo. So here, these 3 lines over here, I'm going to cd to tools, GitHub repo to SQLite. I'm going to source a file that has my GitHub token, because if you don't use the GitHub token, it's going to fail when you do too many requests. In this case, I'm using Ban to run the script, and it's going to start fetching all the information for that GitHub repo, the first line. And the second is going to, the first one fetches a repository for organization and the repository name, and it stores the issues and releases in these 2 JSON files. And the second one grabs those 2 JSON files and it creates a SQLite database. You can change the organization and the repo here, and the file names can stay the same or change, but they have to match the first and second command. And the third one has to be called like that and be at the root of the folder. Otherwise, you can set the extension dbpath environment variable to change it, and also you can change the port and host if you want. But defaults are easy. If you want to make some changes to files that you may want to look into it, the first one is queries.sql. The second one is source toolbox.py. Those have almost all the important stuff about this extension. The first one has all the SQLite queries that the second one uses to fetch the data. The second one creates a toolbox and defines some enums and for stuff related to GitHub, like status, label, user, milestone, issues, and then define tools, issue table, and so on. And it runs the queries that are registered in that database queries.sql file. If you have any questions, just contact us. Bye.